Hi everyone, my name is Angie and this is me, my natural habitat. Today's video is a little bit of a special one. So, National Day is a week from now, and in light of that, we are making a kopitiam. So, for those of you who don't know, I am from Singapore, and kopitiam is one of those things that is, I think, uniquely Singapore. I mean, the surrounding countries probably have the same things, so like Malaysia, Indonesia. You can probably find similar stuff. But I think for Malaysia, the more iconic one would be the mamak. I'm not so sure about Indonesia. I haven't really been there much. But kopitiam is like a Singapore thing. And especially these like kaya toast with coffee and 2 egg breakfast set. It's a very Singaporean dish. People in Malaysia do have it as well, but if I'm not wrong, it started off in Singapore when the Hainanese immigrants came in and they tried to recreate what they did on like British ships for breakfast. So the kaya was to replace the jam that they used, and that's how it became like a Singaporean dish. And the name kopitiam in itself, it means coffee shop. So in Chinese, it'll be 咖啡店. So it's a mixture of, if I'm not wrong, Bahasa Melayu and Hokkien. Yeah, I don't understand any dialect, so it's a little bit tough for me. But yeah, so in Singapore, you will hear like a really broad mix of languages. So in our day-to-day dialogues, we mix a lot of Chinese dialects like Canto and Hokkien, as well as Melayu and English, and occasionally even like Tamil and Hindi. If you know a little bit about Singapore, you will know this thing called code switch, where us Singaporeans do a lot. So this is me speaking like proper English, right? But then obviously, if I go and talk to my friends, I think this is usually what I would sound like. I think this is still quite proper English. But if I talk to my friends, I'm not gonna sound like this. Yeah. So today we will build this coffee shop thing. What caught my attention was actually how this thing actually opens. So this is like a full like shop house looking store, right? But it can open up so that everything like stands flat with, I would assume, oh no, there are interiors. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Quite looking forward to this one. So without further ado, I think I will just jump straight into it. Yeah. I have so much of the maroon and this like pastel green, baby green color. So I'm gonna put those on the 2 sides because my setup does not have a lot of depth. So to prevent them from coming into the space where I used to build, I'm gonna put them off to the side. And also something new that I'm trying out is I think the last few like Lego sessions that I did, I kind of lumped the similar colors together, which eventually became a nightmare because once they start to get mixed up, it was like really hard to tell them apart. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the similar colors on different sides of my table, so at a glance I know what I'm working with. And even if they do get mixed up, eventually they're gonna mix up with a color where it's like not similar to what they are at all. This dark, medium and light brown thing is gonna be really annoying to sort out later. This is gonna be worse if I'm trying to figure out which color the guide is referring to. we're done. Did I miss out some stuff? Why is there like a bunch of things that I didn't use? I'm confused. What? What's this? Where is this supposed to go? Should I plant it here? The crows are coming to finish off the unfinished food. This one, it's kind of different from that whole series of like the mini ancient street that we did previously, even though I think it's by the same what's that called, manufacturer brand, like it's still under the Lol's brand. It feels different. Like there is a lot of spare parts that I didn't expect, and then the ones that I expected spare parts, I don't have spare parts. So that was a little bit confusing. Also, at one point I picked the wrong color, so I had to go and dig into my supply of leftover Lego pieces. Good thing was I had like 2 of like the singular ones of this color, so that's what I used to replace. But yeah, good thing I kept everything. This whole thing is, in a sense, what I expected it to be. My finger hurts, that's one. But also, like, I mean, I guess I can understand this as spare parts because it's kind of really easy to break. But this though, like I kept feeling like I left this out from somewhere, but I can't figure out where. Because everything looks correct. So I don't know where this is supposed to go. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep all these like spare bowls and plates and whatnot. And if I do happen to use them in the future, I can. This looks like a cupcake instead of something for this because we don't use this for the Kaya toast breakfast. But well. Okay, now this in itself is really nice. The only annoying thing is this particular table just kept dropping out. Like it's really easy to push onto it, so it just kept falling off, and I really like how I can open and close this thing. I love it. For those of you who are not familiar with what this Kaya toast breakfast is, the set comes with a cup of hot drink, so either coffee or tea. In Singapore sense, tea typically means with milk, condensed milk, and then there is a whole like slew of terms that you can add to the coffee and tea order that will change your order. So kopi is coffee with milk and sugar. Kopi O is black coffee with sugar. Am I getting that right? Because I don't order coffee. And then there is kopi O siu dai, which is less sweet. Kopi O gao, it's the extra strong, extra short, I guess, in a sense. So yeah, there's like a whole slew of things you can do. Same goes for tea, so you can do teh si, which in a sense is tea with evaporated milk. And then there's teh si siu dai, which is less sweet. Siu dai basically means less sweet. So yeah, it's like a whole thing over here, which even I get confused sometimes. Like I don't understand half of what that is. But yeah, in terms of this has been really like fun to make. The one thing that I do like this reminded me of is I really don't like how when I have to piece like 2 separate levels together, like they make me build this level first, and then once I'm done with this, I build this part by itself, and then I build this part by itself. That was really nerve-wracking, especially the part where I have to piece everything together, because the last time we did this on the Ancient Street series, things flew. So yeah, that was scary. And also there's a lot of like little tidbits, like Easter eggs, not really Easter eggs as well. These are you can barely see it. These are the Peranakan tiles that used to be really common in the shop houses, which looks like this from the outside. Like it will be terrace houses. So in a sense, like this might be the corner unit because there is like a garden layer over here, but on this side you will have another one and another building and another building, and it's just the whole row of shop houses just like that. You have the front that is open for like a business, so you can go in and sit down and have your meal, and then you have a back entrance to go out into the yard. And typically for shops, this is not accessible to public, unless it's like the more modern ones, in a sense, where you go out to the back of the HDB block and you go into a car park. Yeah, this is really nice. I do love, every single time I do one of this, like I get reminded of like how detailed things like this can be. And I thought National Day is coming up, so it's only apt that I do one of these as a nod to, you know, something that is Singaporean. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.